What?
I don't think I like Star Wars anymore.
Why?
It's just getting too complicated now.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
I quit. And I'm also Oliver.
And today we are going over the season finale of Ahsoka.
Didn't realize that was still going.
So season finale of Ahsoka.
Yeah. What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was
I thought
good.
that, I don't know. It wasn't like top tier, but it was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't top tier. Well, obviously, because all the fucking plot threads, cliffhangers. Oh my god.
So, Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah. Okay. So we open up and we have Ahsoka on her way with Sabine and Ezra to go and get to Thrawn. And Ezra is deciding to build a lightsaber, which
Right.
we get another call to Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah.
And we get a piece of lightsaber that Hu Yang had that he had given Kanan and now gives to Ezra to make his
He's
blue
like,
lightsaber.
yo, dude, he used this.
Yeah. And that was a cool little moment. And then we also get a confirmation of why Ahsoka stopped training Sabine, which was after Mandalore. She didn't want a vengeful person to become a Jedi because that leads to
The dark side.
So
Do we think Sabine is going to be on the dark side eventually?
I don't know.
I mean, she's already accepted it once in a way.
By going to
Yeah.
Ezra, yeah. I don't think so because Baylan's not dark side, and we'll get to that in a bit. So we go forward and they are so Sabine's overhearing this Mandalore thing and she walks away because she's thinking about Ahsoka and her master and everything. And Ahsoka talks to her for a little bit. They finally have a heart to heart, and Ahsoka tells her Anakin never left my side. He was always by my side, and I'm gonna be by your side no matter what, which is very foreboding of what the fuck's gonna happen. And we get Ezra's about to go and fuck up that moment, and then the TIE fighters show up.
Yeah.
That
Two TIE
Thrawn
fighters.
has sent out to kill them, basically, or engage them. And we, at the same time, we have Morgan Elsbeth talking with Thrawn and the Night Sisters, and she's made into a Night Sister, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they grab her in this cool little thing where she gets all this
Her
eyeliner
into-
and shit.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, eyeliner.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Just makeup everywhere. Mascara.
Maybe it's
And-
Maybelline.
Maybe. And she gets the blade of Tonzin, right?
I think so.
I think so. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But she gets this cool fucking blade,
Sick
which basically
katana.
can. It's the only one of, I guess, the only blades out there because it can deflect a lightsaber. So I'm assuming this is one of not many things in this world that you can get that can stop a lightsaber. A regular blade would just fucking
Right.
get torn
Typically,
apart.
the only thing is it has to be made out of
Beskar.
Beskar. Yes.
Yeah. So we get this blade, which is pretty cool. So she gets this, and we get the TIE fighters. They basically hurt the ship enough to where Sabine decides to put it into overdrive, which gives them a short burst while it's basically falling, and Ezra and Ahsoka are holding it up with the Force, and Sabine pulls this awesome fucking move of just taking a short burst to take out both TIE fighters with the fucking wings.
Craziness.
And-
super risky.
But
yeah.
also takes out the ship. So now they have to go by Howler, and they're just going right in, and Thrawn's fucking attack them. So they start going in while they're getting fucking attacked from above, and they're using the Force, all three of them, to open up the gate, and they barely
Right.
make it in.
That was pretty cool.
To which you see that Thrawn's getting fucking
I
nervous.
also noticed throughout the episode, Ahsoka's Ezra,
Yeah.
help,
Yeah.
help.
A lot of her relying on that. Well, she knows because Sabine is not fully there yet.
But eventually,
yeah.
Ezra's Sabine.
Well,
Hello.
we'll get to that. So basically, Sabine's helping them force open the gate. They get in. Thrawn's nervous, and he sends night troopers down from the witches. So it seems like something's up, and he says, "Do they know they're gonna sacrifice themselves?" And she's like, "Yeah, they know. They're gonna die." So they go down there and they're about to fight Ezra, Ahsoka, and Sabine, which they kind of obviously cut out a scene where they get into this place, but we don't see them get off the howlers, and we don't see Ahsoka take off her like white robe to get down, but like immediately you just see them there, and she has it removed. Yeah. So they like kind of probably did a deleted scene, which it wasn't probably needed, or they never got it done. Who knows? Whatever it was, it just wasn't there. So it was kind of like a little jarring. That's one thing that like knocked out half a point for me. I'll get to my rating. But so that's where like things started like, But anyways, it quickly was like, oh, well, this is still badass because they take out fucking 50 night troopers.
That was nuts.
But then the Night Sisters brings them fucking back, and now they can't like shots to like the shoulder and stuff don't like knock them down like they used to, because now they're just like whatever.
They're just zombies.
And so they like follow them up. They're kind of like getting the upper hand, and then Ezra gets attacked. And a move right out of fucking Last Jedi of just like Sabine using the lightsaber to get the fucking Night Trooper right here, like what's his face, God, Finn did in Last Jedi, of just like the same thing of like like the not good Force user trying their best. So basically gets them out, and she uses she knocks the door to like close them off, to which they start using the other doors to close off to other people or to more of the Night Troopers, but they're getting through with like their lasers, so they have to keep doing that and running. Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine show up, and Morgan's there, ready to fuck them up. And basically Ahsoka says, "Go off without me," and Morgan lets them go off because she's very confident. And she starts like battling Ahsoka, and it kind of seems like she's getting the upper hand. And then the fucking Night Troopers show up, and that's not good. So now she's fighting like fucking 50 Night Troopers plus Morgan. Damn. And then Sabine and Ezra get to where Thrawn is already taken off, and they have to fight these other two better zombie
people.
Troopers.
Yeah, that was weird. I guess better armor.
Yeah,
maybe
where Sabine finally gets to use the Force to like get her lightsaber to her hand and like blast through the fucking. And then Ezra like beheads the other one.
Yeah, that was dope.
The ship's getting away, and Sabine says, "You jump first and Force push yourself, and I'll push you." That
was neat.
And he's like, "It won't happen." She's like, "Let's do it." So they do it, and she actually gets him on there. He knocks out one of the, throws off one of the clone troopers, and then Sabine shoots the other one.
Good shot.
Yeah, and then she's about to jump up when Ahsoka shows up fighting everyone, and Sabine makes a decision that not a lot of people thought, because she did start to run towards Ezra, but I guess she changed her mind, and she stayed with her master.
Yeah.
And she ends up helping Ahsoka, and Morgan Elsbeth ends up... Well, she does destroy one of Ahsoka's lightsabers.
Right. So Ahsoka's with one lightsaber right now.
And with that one lightsaber, ends up defeating her by grabbing her blade and killing her by slicing her torso. And the Night Sisters immediately detect this. At the meantime, Ezra's up with the troopers and hears something on the radio that he knows they're like approaching. So he says, "Okay," and drags the trooper to take his armor, like you said. You had guessed that, and that was true. And we'll get to where that leads. But Ahsoka and Sabine then jump off of the tower as it's getting attacked by the ship.
Gets caught by the ship.
On a fucking Hail Mary.
Fucking whim.
Yep. Jumped off. They get saved by Hu Yang on the ship, and they take off after Thrawn.
Yeah.
And this is where things go a little bit differently than we thought. And before we get to that, here's a word from our sponsor. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist in their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off at your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker, and that's BetterHelp.com. patreon.com/nerdlocker. And we've also linked them down below in the description.
Man, I can't believe how addicting Cinnamon Toast Crunch is.
Right?
What are you wearing?
A shirt?
You're into scary movies, right?
Kinda.
I see it. Anyway, there's a sick brand that I know of. They make a bunch of like horror-esque type of. Here, I tell you what. Let me just. Better.
Oh. I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
You know who makes that?
Who?
Seventh Ink.
Really?
All artwork, original.
Whoa, that's
Yeah, you got
cool.
little bats on you.
But what about you?
What about me?
Oh. But what about your mask? Oh. Well,
Get off the dipshit.
I mean, these shirts are awesome though. Like they're really comfortable. They fit nice. Like
Honestly,
this
that's
is
why I
great.
threw one at you. This is pretty lightweight. They don't shrink. And
Yeah.
it's just like, come on, just look at me.
This is great. You know what? Want to grab some popcorn and watch a scary movie?
What's your favorite scary movie? What the was that?
And we're back. Anyways, so we have Ahsoka following Thrawn, and it seems like they might catch up. And Thrawn basically opens a channel to Ahsoka and, in his way, taunts her and explains, like, the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. Like, I wonder if he'll turn out like him.
They've mentioned that multiple times in this episode.
So
clearly, like,
there's gonna be,
like,
I think,
he's threatened.
I think there's gonna be an issue going forward where Ahsoka might have to deal with going dark side again, like she did back in Rebels. But I think it's gonna happen in a way where, like, with the way that she saw Anakin go back and forth in the world beyond, or the world between worlds, I think there's gonna be something of that where, like, she sees his Force ghost now. I feel like maybe sometimes she might see Darth Vader instead of Anakin as the Force ghost. Yeah, like depending on how angry she gets. But that I'll get a little more into that with season 2. Anyways, they're about to catch up to Thrawn, and then Thrawn fucking gets away and
He's
leaves
like,
Ahsoka
fuck
and Sabine.
this.
And this is, we still have like 10 minutes left in the episode. And so he gets away, and they're just stranded there. They go back to the Noti, the turtle people. Turtle people. Are we turtly enough for the Turtle Club? But anyways, they go back to them and start helping them out. And then we finally get, very quickly, a shot of Shin Hati going to the Raiders and, like, picking up her lightsaber, like, igniting it as in, like, I don't know, like, I'm your master now. I don't know.
That was weird.
Know.
I don't know what that was.
And then we get Baylan's skull on these fucking... They're the Mortis gods. They're statues of the Mortis gods. We have the father and we see the son. We don't see the daughter in the shot.
And he's just standing there.
I think is a little symbolic because we don't see the daughter, and the daughter represents the light side of the Force, the son represents the dark, and the father represents the balance. And I think for the first time in this episode, we actually hear what that's called because Thrawn references Ahsoka as a Ronin.
Right.
So maybe that might be the new term because that's the moniker that Hawkeye went by in the blip. When he was doing all that crazy shit,
Ronin.
was called the Ronin, which is like kind of
Isn't
like
Marvel though.
Yeah, but the thing is, the definition of Ronin is anti-hero because they also use that term in a comic series for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it's like this alternate future where like 3 of them die, and the last one left is Michelangelo,
He's a Ronin.
Yeah, he's called the Last Ronin, and he's like, since he was always like the goofy one, is now the most serious one because he lost all his brothers.
That's
kind
interesting.
Of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that term might be what we start calling what Rey is, what Mace Windu was, what Ahsoka is, what Mando is, what Bo-Katan is. These people that are kind of like in the middle, where they have the ability to be Sith, but they maybe choose most of the time to be Jedi or whatever it is, where there's neither good nor evil in that. So with Baylan's skull and Shin Hati both having those orange lightsabers showing they're not fully there, what Baylan Skoll was probably looking for, because he's standing specifically on the father, he might be looking for that balance.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
might. That's the thing. I think he wants to come in contact with that. Now, whether they
I mean,
recast
the
Ray
original.
Stevenson
Good.
for season 2 is up in the air, because they obviously need to continue that storyline in some way, and we don't know how they'll do it. I personally maybe do an animated series,
So
like a 6-episode Disney Plus series that's animated, and just use someone as his voice
okay.
and continue that.
So so your assumption is that like Skull is looking for the balance of the Force.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also basically known as the Chosen One, to
Yeah.
bring balance to the Force.
Yes.
And that person was, do you know who that
Anakin
was?
Skywalker.
Right. And that ended up, well,
That's
not great.
It did end up great, but the thing is even though he took that detour to like the dark side and stuff with Anakin,
Detour.
because he came back eventually at the end.
Yeah, only a couple hundred deaths. Okay.
Yeah, but so look at it this way. This also really fuels my theory that this Baylan Skoll might be the kid from Order 66 when Anakin.
I think that's a really thin theory.
You say thin, but the thing is, first off, they have the same accent. That's first and foremost.
What are we going to do? Dude, half the Star Wars nowadays is English accents.
Regardless, the timeline fits.
Sure.
So, regardless, if Anakin's the chosen one and has another apprentice that he trains basically opposite Ahsoka, because Ahsoka, he was still a Jedi, so he was teaching her Jedi ways. But if he had another apprentice while being Darth Vader, it wouldn't be Jedi ways, it would be Sith ways, which would explain Baylan. But it might be like, hey, you're going to take my place either as the chosen one, or Anakin told him about the fact that he is the chosen one and like gave him that backstory. So like he's like, I'm going to take over where you stopped. And that also explains why him and Ahsoka, always when they fight, he's one step ahead of her. He knows her fighting style, which means he more than likely was trained by the same person.
I don't think so, because that kid was not trained.
We don't know.
I
We don't know. We never saw that kid again.
No, well, before that, Yoda was doing it because Obi-Wan wanted to look for where the Boba Fett was found. He's in the same room, I'm pretty sure. And that's episode 2.
No.
Yoda is literally teaching them what to do. And then Obi-Wan steps in and is like, I'm looking for this section. And it's a section that's erased from the Jedi Archive, being Kamino, which is where the clones are up here.
Either way, that I don't know if that doesn't necessarily disprove that this kid is Baylan Skoll.
I don't think this kid is Baylan Skoll. That would be cool, but I disagree.
I don't think we might ever find out, considering like it just depends on how what they decide to do. Like
I think it'll be smart. It'll be smart to make this kid Baylan Skoll, but I don't think
it would be.
I don't
smart,
think Disney or the writers are that smart.
But
no offense, by the way.
Like it wouldn't be like it would be smart, but the thing is I don't think we'll ever get it, considering like how it ended. And like if they recast, is that offensive? Like is that a
why
thing?
would it be offensive?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So why would you
But
said it'd be offensive? Why would it be offensive?
I don't know how people would see that. Like I don't know if people like the performance enough. Like if someone else steps in and they don't give as good a performance, is that disrespectful to like what he did?
Oh, you're saying continuing Skull?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like Skull being the kid. I was like,
No,
what the fuck?
I'm saying disrespectful to continue that character.
Oh,
Like, we might not
I
ever
would say
get closure.
he's got to sell it. I would say I would end it here.
So like never find out what he's going for.
I mean, like you said, who can follow up that guy?
Yeah. I mean that sucks though, because like
It
that
does
feels like
suck.
that was a big, unless Shin Hati takes over from that. You know,
Shin is actually really amazing. I think
Shin is great, and there's a theory that we
and
saw
acting is really great
about Mara Jade, who was Luke Skywalker's wife.
Right.
A lot of people are saying that Shin Hati is taking that place because of how her backstory matches up to Legends. So her working for Thrawn and being an apprentice, but being an apprentice to Baylan Skoll instead. So like they gave these different plot lines out in different ways. So she may not, maybe, I don't, the only way, and that's another thing about not being disrespectful, but also just being hard, is, are they really going to bring back Luke the way they did in Mando, like for a movie?
I don't think they'll bring back Luke. So I think they're using a storyline that is usable,
redemption arc?
that hasn't been used before.
Yeah.
I don't think like they're like, oh, this is Mara Jade.
Yeah.
I think Shin is being
Gets her backstory, just
she
not
gets
her.
she gets her own story, being like her story is Mara Jade's story, possibly.
Like redemption.
Yes, and then she's gonna have her own
Yeah.
her own thing moving on,
Maybe, yeah.
which makes it more flexible for the writers and the actress.
Or even if they don't even have to do that too. Like they could like give her all the redemption arc and then like have her meet Luke, and then we just don't have to see her again.
That's fine.
Because
I do think
unless they're gonna include her in the new Rey stuff.
yeah, I do think Shin is gonna be light side in the end because of how skeptical she was of Skull in like a certain scene. I think the episode before. I think she's gonna end up either being like some sort of like light Jedi, like similar to Ahsoka, or just like not whatever she is right now.
Yeah.
But she's gonna fuck shit up, and it's gonna take a lot of trust. So it's interesting because I think in season 2. We didn't see her this last episode, which I was kind of disappointed. Well, we did a little bit.
Yeah, we saw her with that. So I think what she might do is like, my prediction for her character, if we go down the redemption arc, is she'll probably use the Raiders to find Ahsoka and everyone will work together.
I think she's gonna
get
be
off the planet.
Yeah,
you know
I think she's gonna be.
Yeah. She might save them in like a bad situation kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
the last minute.
Yeah.
Like cliche.
Yeah,
thing.
like the Raiders will come in and then she'll come in and like help them or something.
Well,
or
that's just
versa.
like episode 4.
Yeah.
Like Han Solo saved Luke.
Or it could be vice versa. They might save her, and then she's like, "Oh,
that'd
thank
be
you."
way more interesting.
Yeah.
But the light side has to have a reason to save her.
So the only thing I could see like with Baylan Skoll's character, if they don't want to like recast, is then like either give him a good like either kill him off screen or like show something like maybe he's on like maybe he does make contact with the father, but it ends up killing him because of that. We're good. And all that stuff.
Who do you think would be recasted as Baylan Skoll?
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't picture it.
Yeah, he's like my favorite fucking character.
He's
dude.
really fucking good.
So,
dude.
anyways, the way that the story ends, we finally get a TIE fighter arrives on Hera's ship, and what?
2 TIE fighters.
No, 1 with Ezra.
Wait, what?
At the end of the episode.
Yeah, there's 2.
There's one that lands on her ship.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And out comes a night trooper who is Ezra in the night trooper stuff that got off the ship of Thrawn.
Yeah,
when they got in the new galaxy.
Yeah.
Which the one thing I don't like about that is we didn't even get like a hug between them when in Rebels she was like a mother to him. Like he was her son before Jace.
So first, we don't know how he got that ship. I wish we could have seen that.
I think when he heard, like, when he dragged off the armor, he probably just did that, got the ship ready, and as soon as they got into the next galaxy, got off and sneaked off.
Boop, boop,
just
boop.
like they cut out them getting off the
Yeah,
Howlers.
them getting off the Howlers.
Same thing.
But I'm not going to hug anybody if there's a bunch of stormtroopers that don't know what the fuck is going on aiming guns at me.
No.
We don't know if those troopers...
Calm down. You're thinking of something completely different.
He steps off the ship, dude, there's people aiming at guns at him.
Yeah, but those aren't stormtroopers.
I know, but they're troopers.
Yeah, and then they lowered him after he took it off, and then they're just like slowly walking.
Are we gonna charge the general with people at the ready
when their guns are down? Yeah,
I'm not gonna assume that they know me. I don't know who's under that mask.
Their guns are. Oliver.
I'm gonna yell at you.
Oliver. He took off his mask.
Right.
And then she says Ezra.
Right.
And then they start walking towards each other, and then they cut it. They don't even show like a hug between them. Why not? Everyone already lowered their guns.
I am going to shoot this motherfucker if I am a trooper that just got hired yesterday.
After the guns were lowered? When she said Ezra and everyone lowered their guns?
Yeah, I don't know this dude. He's walking towards my general.
That just said Ezra that knows who he is.
We don't know. We don't know what he's...
You would be a terrible trooper.
I will be a great trooper because I can fucking aim.
You would be a terrible trooper. You would have shot and she would have been like, what the fuck, dude?
No,
and you would have been like, sorry, I just thought he was a threat.
Misfire.
Why did you think he was a threat?
Dude.
Why?
It's their job. It's their job to protect the general.
that
I'm gonna
put
get
down
fired
her
from my
gun?
job.
That put down her gun, which means
She didn't
everyone
say
else
anything.
does?
She didn't say anything. She
Everyone
just said Ezra. She just
put
said
down their
Ezra.
gun.
She just
Everyone
said,
put down their
hey,
gun.
shut the fuck up. She just said Ezra. Am I supposed to translate that? Am I going to type into Google what does Ezra mean? I don't know who Ezra is if I'm a random fucking trooper on the sidelines that just got hired yesterday from HR. We're going to fight today, aren't we?
No, you'd just be a terrible trooper.
I'm
Anyways, so after that happens and they just don't hug, a thing I just didn't like, but for some reason he's okay with it. We get Thrawn showing up to Dathomir, and with this army of 100 or more, I don't. That was a lot of people.
Bajillion. Yeah, it was a lot of people.
And if they can just get back up,
If they could stand.
But they just they get shot.
Does
They
that
come
mean,
up. They shot come up.
do you
Like
think-
there's no. You have to behead the motherfuckers.
Right.
So you got to get close.
Do you think that, if you shoot your own trooper, they can just...
Probably just to get out some anger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Like, fuck this fucker.
Yeah.
And then he just...
Gets right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Dude,
But I don't know.
that's
But why?
great.
So he's going to Dathomir, I guess, to
Dathomir.
to what though? Like, I guess get more of them or bring them to
So
life.
the only thing I can think of...
Like, why would you
So-
go there?
The witches are fucking ridiculous,
Yeah.
obviously, that we've learned through the series.
You got like 2 minutes.
But the other thing that's also on that planet is Zabrax.
oh,
So
we
we could get another different Zabrak if possible,
or multiple.
or multiple, and they're fucking ridiculous at the Jedi Force.
So they're really trying. So we didn't really get any cameos from anyone
We
outside
didn't.
of this in this episode. It was all just C-3PO last.
Oh, by the way, for
episode.
those of you that don't know what Zabrax means, that's the species of Darth Maul and Savage Opress, who's Darth Maul's basically brother, who are very powerful in the Force and have both fought Obi-Wan
Yeah.
out of savageness.
Yeah.
And the Night Sisters basically empower them to be ridiculous.
So we might get some.
So that would be very interesting.
We might get Darth Maul flashbacks. Maybe.
I don't think so. We have so much Darth Maul, and
Who knows?
that actor is not in good standing right now.
Gotcha. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with that. But either way, we might get more cameos and stuff next season. I'm excited for next season. The next Star Wars thing will be Skeleton Crew, which follows
Yeah.
Jude Law as a fallen Jedi, which might even be
Yeah.
taking place in this other galaxy.
That's
Maybe
gonna be
they
fun.
meet up with Ahsoka. Who knows?
Maybe.
This might be. I know that they're supposed to also blend into the Dave Filoni movie.
Okay.
Skeleton Crew and
Is Skeleton
there's
Crew
another one.
animated or is it?
No, live action.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is
Shit.
the last Acolyte.
Accolade.
Acolyte, yeah. That one also is supposed to flood into this. So
Okay,
all
cool.
of this is
So
gonna
we got a lot
yeah.
going on with Star Wars.
So
universe.
depending on what galaxy that is, we might get Ahsoka, or maybe we'll get more Mando in Skeleton Crew. Who knows, where this crossover is gonna happen? But I'm
But then
excited.
after
to see.
this, we got no, not this episode, but we got
next episode will be Loki, guys.
Loki. We got Loki
it's
coming
the
out.
Season premiere. Holy crap! We'll see.
That's gonna be nuts.
That's gonna be nuts. We're about to get into more multiverse, guys, because this is supposed to lead right into the Deadpool thing. So
Yeah.
here we go.
You see the football game?
No,
Oh, dude, there was a shot where it was oh, Taylor Swift, and they shifted, and it's
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds,
Oh,
and
yeah. We'll talk about that next episode. Yeah.
and fucking
Yeah, we'll talk about that next episode. Guys, we have some stuff. Taylor Swift may or may not be in the Deadpool
Yeah.
movie, and we're going to talk about that.
that'd be
During
so
Loki,
fucking
yeah.
funny.
But
So
where can they
adorable.
find you, bud?
You can find me at the Sphere 21 on any social media platform, or you can find me on TikTok. I am Oliver Con VA. What about you, dude?
And you can find me at AMR.
What was that smile
Photography.
about?
You almost forgot.
What did I almost
You
forget?
were like, on TikTok, I'm Oliver Con VA.
Where can we find you, fucker?
AMR Photography. You can find this studio at Archangel Studios Official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, memory full.
You're lying.
I am.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye. Hey, no, legit. Okay, wait. Have you ever been caught? No, seriously, no, stop. No.